I said I love him. I love having his support. You know what I'm saying? His support is like very, very different from what I've had in the past, and how he speaks to me and stuff is very different. There you go. We deserve each other.
Claressa Shields seems very focused on Remy Ma, and the situation has been turning into a non-stop back and forth that feels like a heated rivalry with no clear pause. Many viewers are watching closely because each new social media move appears to respond to the other, whether it is intentional or just coincidence. This discussion involves Claressa Shields, Remy Ma, and also Papoose, since his name has been mentioned in connection with the situation. As things develop online, the story is starting to feel more complicated and messy, with fans trying to figure out what is actually going on behind the scenes. Some people online believe Claressa Shields may be paying very close attention to Remy Ma's Instagram activity, with a few even suggesting she could be viewing posts from an alternate or secondary account. These are just social media theories, but they have spread because the timing of their posts seems too close to ignore for many observers. Earlier in the day, Claressa Shields shared moments of herself spending time with her sister, including a shopping trip that she made public. Around the same time, she also posted content that sparked conversation, including comments that people interpreted as references to her personal life and relationships. Some of her statements led fans to question what she was implying about Papoose, although nothing has been officially confirmed. A few hours later, Remy Ma posted a polished Instagram photo shoot. Her styling, outfit choice, and caption all appeared carefully planned. She used symbolic emojis in her caption and paired the post with a music track that fans believe carried a strong message. Many viewers felt the timing of the post was meaningful, especially considering what had been happening earlier. Not long after that, Claressa Shields responded again with her own set of staged photos. Her post came just a short time after Remy Ma's upload, which made fans think it might be a reaction. In her pictures, she posed in what looked like a quiet indoor setting, and her caption included emojis and references that people are trying to interpret as hidden messages or subtle replies. Her music choice for the post also stood out to followers, as it seemed to match the playful or expressive tone of the situation. Some viewers believe she was responding indirectly rather than addressing anything openly. Others think it could all be coincidence and that people are reading too much into social media timing. Overall, the situation has turned into a closely watched online back and forth. Each post from either side is being analyzed for meaning, timing, and possible hidden messages. Whether intentional or not, the sequence of events has kept fans engaged and debating who is responding to whom and what the real story behind it all might be.
It'll be 2 years next year in September. We at the end of the year. Some of this stuff is just so old. You know, it's so old to talk about, to bring up, to keep harping on it. It's like they're separated. She got somebody too. Like, don't act like it's just over here. Like, she's happy, we're happy, and that's it. Like, I don't know what
Is it cordial though? Is it cordial or you just...
It was corny. It's always corny to do social media. You know what I'm saying? Who wants that? Who wants to be a part of the circus? So I just felt like it was corny.
The reactions around this situation say a lot about how people are interpreting everything happening online. When Remy Ma posted her content, she did not receive immediate support from major entertainment pages like The Shade Room or Neighborhood Talk. Even without that extra media push, her post still managed to gain around 20,000 likes and close to 300,000 views at the time it was being discussed. For many observers, that kind of engagement without big repost pages boosting it shows that her audience is still very active and responsive on its own. This is where things start to become more interesting and, for some viewers, a bit suspicious. Shortly after, Claressa Shields posted her own content, and this time it was picked up and shared by The Shade Room. With that added exposure, her post naturally reached a wider audience. However, even with the extra attention from major platforms, she only ended up slightly ahead in likes compared to Remy Ma by roughly 2,000. To some people watching closely, that difference felt surprisingly small considering the level of media support she received. At the same time, Claressa Shields and Papoose have both made comments online about bots, fake engagement, paid promotion, and bloggers pushing narratives. However, many viewers feel that this kind of explanation does not fully match what they're seeing in real time. Instead, it comes across to them as if the discussion is being directed at outside influences rather than focusing on the actual audience reaction. In contrast, Remy Ma's posts appear to perform strongly without needing any extra promotion or amplification. She simply posts on Instagram, and her content still reaches a large number of people naturally, which some fans see as more organic. The comment sections have also become a major part of this discussion. Under Claressa Shields' posts, there was a comment that many believe was written by Papoose, although some users are not convinced and think it might not be authentic. The timing of this comment raised questions, especially because Papoose had not been visibly active on Instagram around that time. This created even more confusion among viewers who were already trying to understand what was real and what might be staged. At one point, a comment allegedly from Papoose said, "I love those pictures, baby." Shortly after, Claressa replied with very affectionate messages, suggesting a close and personal exchange. She responded by saying that he loved her pictures the most and implied that he had received private ones earlier. She also added loving words along with heart and kiss emojis. While some people saw this as a normal romantic interaction, others felt it was overly public and unnecessary, especially given how detailed and personal it was being shared in a public space. Because of this, some viewers started to feel that the situation looked more like an attempt to prove something to the audience rather than a natural private exchange. The repeated public confirmations and emotional messages gave the impression, to them, that there was pressure to show stability or certainty in the relationship. As the discussion continued, the comment sections became even more active. On posts related to Claressa Shields, many different people began sharing their opinions, not just bloggers but regular users as well. Both men and women joined in, and the engagement on these comments grew quickly. This helped shape the overall public perception of the situation. Some comments were humorous, while others were more critical. A few people suggested that Papoose seemed different from how they previously viewed him, with some saying they were surprised by his behavior. Others focused on Claressa, saying that she appeared to be seeking attention or trying too hard to prove her relationship status. There were also users who felt that constantly sharing personal details publicly was unnecessary and created more confusion than clarity. A number of people also pointed out that the replies being shared online felt unusual, almost as if the conversation was not entirely natural. Some even questioned whether certain responses were being written by the same person or being staged for attention. This idea gained traction as more users began comparing the timing of posts and replies. Overall, many people expressed fatigue with the ongoing online back and forth. Some felt that the situation was becoming too public and too repetitive, with constant updates and reactions that kept the drama alive. Others believed that too much personal information was being shared, making it difficult to understand what was genuine and what was performed for an audience. At this point, larger questions started to appear in the discussion. People began wondering about the real status of relationships involved, especially in terms of legal separation or divorce proceedings. There was curiosity about whether any official steps had been taken or if things were still unresolved behind the scenes. This uncertainty added to the public interest, since unclear situations tend to attract more speculation. Another concern raised by viewers was why certain personal exchanges were happening publicly while legal matters might still be ongoing. From an outside perspective, this created confusion and led people to question the timeline of events and the nature of the relationships involved. There were also discussions about missing updates, including a rumored event that was expected to happen but had no follow-up posts or confirmation afterward. For someone who is usually very active online, this sudden silence stood out to many followers. In the end, what people are seeing feels divided. Some interpret it as real connection being shared openly, while others see it as a carefully managed public performance. The constant posting, responding, and reacting has created a cycle that keeps the conversation going, even if it also adds to confusion. What remains clear is that the situation continues to draw attention, with people closely watching every new update and forming their own opinions based on timing, tone, and online behavior.